I'm here at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, checking out the Absolute booth right now. And we are here at this new 52 Fly that they have on display. Got a few guests on it, so we're going to work our way around and probably a couple of bits and pieces, but we're going to check out while we can and work our way around, loading them as best as possible. So of course, at the rear, got this nice high-low platform. We're going to step onto that here. Really cool how they've done this little balcony look here on the back of the boat. But since they've got this part down here open right now, we're going to take a peek down there real quick just to see what we're dealing with. So, in theory, you could use that as a single berth for crew. However, you can really use it for whatever you want. A lot of people probably use it as storage. And there is a head in here if you were to use it for crew quarters or what have you. But also, you could use this as a day head right off of the aft of the boat, right off of that swim platform. So kind of a dual purpose use, having it positioned where they do. And it is a wet head, so you're gonna get the shower and the toilet sink all in one compartment there. And you do get those little windows we could see from the outside looking out through there. So we're gonna step back up onto this swim platform and see if we're able to get up on in the boat. So the folks are still in the salon, so I think we can work our way around here. Take note of one thing above our head real quick here. There's this nice sunshade that comes out further than the back of the Flybridge on this, so that could really help shade the area there depending on where the sun's at. Where it's low in the sky right now, obviously it's not going to do too much, but the day is usually cooling down by the time the sun's that low anyways. But while it's high in the sky, great to have something like that. And it's pretty hard to see, but I do want to point it out. They do got some little wavy accents that have LED lights built into that there. But anyways, back here now, and just got a little seating area set up. Freestanding furniture there. So you can kind of arrange that how you please. That table would obviously fold open to give you more space, but set up to comfortably seat 4 there right now. And I think the Flybridge is open. So peek my head up here, and it is. So we'll take a look up here. There is one thing that caught my eye from down below that I do want to point out in just a moment. But first things first, let's take a look at the helm here. You've got one Garmin display there, and then you've got a Volvo Penta display over there. So you can do a few different things there. That's set down. It's actually really cool. It's a top-down camera. Hopefully you can see that there. So it's kind of like you would have on some cars where you get a 360 camera all the way around the vehicle, a boat in this case. So really cool. Inductive charging for a phone there, and just some real basic switches that you may need while you're up here. And of course, the controls are kind of going to be on that side of the helm. And of course, there is a Fusion Audio head unit. But looking forward there, got a nice sun pad area. I believe you can prop up those back cushions there a little bit if you don't want to be lying flat. And then that just works nicely into this dining area that they have, seating area, whatever you want to use it for. So you could easily fit 6 folks around that pretty comfortably. So it's nice, good sized Flybridge. And then as we move back here, we do have a galley area. It's nice, it's out of the way, so you're not cooking right underneath of the hardtop in its entirety and up in the space where you want to use it. So you've got your grill there, a sink obviously, a little bit of prep space. And down below here, of course, you're going to have refrigeration. So that's what they've got going on there. And I guess now that we're in a good spot, do my best to show this off. There's this really, really cool lighting accent there in the ceiling built in. It just looks really classy. I'm a big fan of it. It really caught my eye as I was even entering the Absolute booth here. So that's a really cool style they've got going on there. I'm sure it looks even better at night. And we'll head on down here in a moment. We'll either be heading to the bow, or if we're lucky, we'll get to go into the main cockpit of the boat. But just another look back there. So you could set up a lot of stuff there however you really wanted to, whether it was sun loungers, some other type of furniture, just use it as storage. Really depends on your use case for the boat. So I'm gonna come right back down here and see what's going on. Does not look like anybody is in there right now, so I think we're going to take that opportunity. Actually, you know what? We're going to take a different opportunity to check out our engine compartment. So that is a nice sturdy hatch, not gonna lie. It's hard to see in the video obviously, but I assure you that thing's sturdy, solid wood, very cool. Important to keep that space locked down and, you know, not falling apart. So as we come down in here, they've got some safety gear hanging out there that I presume would come with the boat. This is gonna have the dual IPS 800s down here in the engine room. So it's actually very good amount of space. Right here as I came down, that was gonna be just a generator. Don't step on it, it says that. But yeah, so that's just the other engine there. And you can kind of see it there if the camera wants to follow. That is where the engine then connects to the pod drives on this boat. But we're not gonna spend too much time down in here just so we're not in anybody's way of walking around. So we'll just pop right back up out of here and get up onto this aft cockpit, come around, and that closes honestly easier than almost any other hatch I've ever closed or opened with one hand while operating a camera. So that's pretty cool. But I think we're free to go inside here. I'm just gonna open the door that far. However, it can open up further and that window will slide down in there and you can really open up the back of the boat and just get in and out of there with ease. Just open the space up with a breeze, all sorts of good stuff. So step in here, close that door behind us. That little bit would just close over there if that was down in there, and you'd have a seamless bar area across the back of the boat. So that is one of the benefits of this galley aft layout. Pretty cool. I'm a big fan of them. It just ties in the space between the rear outdoor seating area and, if the camera will follow me, the main salon area just nicely. It's a great transition, and I'm in love with the ceiling and what they've done in here. They got the wavy bits like you had back on the aft cockpit, and they have a very similar, just flip-flopped lighting element there like they had up on the Flybridge. Really cool to see that language carried throughout the boat. And there is a pop-up TV there, so that can retract down in if you choose to do that. But we're gonna go peek behind a couple cabinet doors here, and that of course is none other than your refrigerator. Below that, of course, down there is gonna be the freezer section for that, and that's just gonna open up and have some storage on that side. And if we flip back around this way, you get a Bosch glass top there, you get a Bosch oven down there, and you get this flush sink, just slides right off in there. Easy to just clean that stuff off, you know. Depth is decent down in there. Couldn't see that because my camera didn't follow me, but yeah. Oh, there we go. You don't even have to do anything special. So just some look at the storage down there. And we'll take a look and head up here. Hopefully this camera picks up. There we go. I think that's a good view. So you got this lighter wood finish with an off-white up there with just some dark wood finishes behind it. Just works really well, the few different colors and looks of the materials they got going on there. So stepping up into this salon area, love the feel of the seating on both sides. So you got a sofa you can comfortably fit two. You could squeeze three though on there if you wanted to. And then you could easily get 5-6 people sat around the other side of there. And it just feels really conversational, being able to sit across from each other and just kind of have the focal point be each other as you face them. Or if you're in the mood to watch TV, have at it. But now we're gonna get up to the helm. And before we do that, I do want to point out they're hiding down here. It's just this little refrigerator. Kind of looks like they got a wine bottle rack set up in there right now. But obviously you can put what you want in that area. And so up on the upper helm on the Flybridge, we had a single Garmin display. They've given us two down here. I really like how they've kind of built these two pedestals, if you will, for the screens. And they face you when you're in here. They're angled towards you. So that's going to help a bit with the glare. Like even with the camera here, it almost entirely took the glare away as we stepped into where the captain would be standing. So that's cool to see that instead of just one flat panel where they're mounted on the, I guess, facing directly to you and you get glare. So that's actually a cool little thing that I'm noticing that I really haven't seen before. So automotive style vents there. That's cool. The seats even look automotive style with this really cool, almost a diamond hatch pattern there. They don't intersect like a diamond technically would. But anyways, really simple and clean. A lot of your systems are going to be controlled either through this Volvo Penta display there or through the Garmin glass displays up there. You do get a few buttons for things like wipers and a horn and some lighting there. And this guy here, that thing's pretty cool, is a dock mate. So that's actually, it has some remote controls on it so you can carry it around with you instead of being restricted to one place. And then you're just gonna get your standard controls over on that side. And I should note, there is a door in and out of that side deck there. So that's really nice to give you working access to the side of the boat. We might pop out that on our way out to check out the bow area of the boat. And then they do have the main breaker panel down there. You may have been able to see some of the sub panels when we were down in the engine room, but the blue is so cool. I could look at that way too long. I'm easily impressed, and the blue it's a different look than the red lights you usually see on the panels. But coming down here, you get a sort of a spiral staircase, and it comes down into a very open atrium. If the camera wants to participate with what I'm trying to do, it does. But anyways, so yeah, that just really open space there. Stairs, cool LED accent lighting, got a couple different colors, textures going on there. Just looks real good. Let's see. I'm standing in the forward cabin. I suppose you could use this as a master if you choose. The mid stateroom is also going to be really well appointed. It's kind of really what you want on this boat. Massive windows on the side. They're not obscured by any wavy lines or angles coming across them. They're just super clear and crisp and open. That's too cool. Like, that's a great view. Not staring at the dock in this instance, but imagine if you were somewhere a little more picturesque. But we'll flip around here. I like all the colors they've got going on here. They carry more of the LED accent lighting in the ceiling throughout here. And just, it all ties together really nicely with the rest of the boat. Some of that similar coloring we saw up in the galley on the main level. You do have a Fusion Audio head unit there. Little makeup area, desk base there. And in the front of the boat, I haven't seen too many others do this, but I love when they do it. They stick the head all the way forward in the bow area. And I think it's just a good use of the space instead of just giving you like a little nook somewhere else. But so you're going to get a shower head there. I'd be remiss if I said I'm disappointed it's not a rainfall shower head. I'm crazy about those. I do really like these slats they got going on there. That's just a really cool looking style. You got some storage there for linens and stuff, what have you. And then a rather large vanity space there so you can really set your stuff out. Plenty of drawers and stuff down there. And I guess that's the toilet. That does toilet things, I hope. But anyways, I think we got some guests here, so we'll work around them as necessary as we check out the rest of the boat. All right, so we're walking out of the forward cabin, your master, if you will, and we are greeted by this head here on the side. So pretty well appointed. Got your toilet there, sink there again, a lot of counter space and whatnot. And of course, just some storage down there. And hiding over here, they did put the shower there. Similar tones to the other one, of course, so just some uniformity there. Decent size. It actually goes back in there. Yeah, you can see there a little bit more than what it appears just from that door there. If we come around this way, pop that open, and that actually is a bifold door there, but you get the idea. There's a washer dryer unit hiding behind that. If you come down here, you're going to be greeted by this guest stateroom currently set up. You got these two single berths pushed together. That just allows for some access there, like you can see here. My camera's very unhappy with the LED lights down here. I don't see if it wants to. It's not going to play nice, but okay, the mirrors are pretty cool. So yeah, there's mirrors all the way around there on two sides, plus the closet door there, and you do have that. And you get some light through those little portholes there. So we'll come down here, and I am curious. So this is going to be access to some systems here. So like there, forward is going to be, if the camera wants to come up, For instance, that guy is for your bow thruster. That's what's going on there. And there's just going to be some other sub panels for the electrical stuff here and some other ones down there. But anyways, that's just some access to some systems. And now I'm going to use this door properly. That's how that works. Anyways, we're going to flip back around here, get the camera looking where we want to go. And we're going to head back out this way. And we're going to hang a lift. And that is going to take us to then what would be considered, I suppose, the VIP stateroom. Very similar to what we saw up in the owner's stateroom. Big rectangular windows, no obstructions around them. It just looks great, gets a lot of light in here, and helps you just kind of get that feeling of being one with the water. Like if you wake up, you are going to be almost eye level with the water when you wake up here in the morning. So very cool to see that. Extremely jealous of the folks that get to experience things like that. So looking there, of course, is just your TV, and they're going to have similar colors that we've seen throughout the boat. One item of note, if you're tall like me, this is kind of an obstruction. That's just going to be where the floor above us is built in. So I, at 6'1", do have to duck a little bit. I'd say probably 5'6"-ish would be about where you would clear that without having to worry about it. And just going to be some storage space over there on that side of the boat. But we're going to see if we can't find our way back out here without getting in anybody's way. All right, so we were just working around some guests there as they're checking out the boat. We're going to take advantage of this side door, like I mentioned. So I think it is already in the open position. So that just does one of those numbers, and that allows us right onto the side deck here. I will close this behind me. Closes very easily. I will note, hopefully you can see the sun's kind of not playing nicely. These side rails, super nice and high. I feel super secure, almost waist high. Like I said, I'm 6'1", so if I feel secure on something like this, they've done a good job with that. And the styling's just great. You have these windows basically almost floor to virtually the ceiling on this thing, so it just looks great from the outside. I'm gonna squeeze right around there. They got LED accent lighting all the way around this. It would look fantastic at night. And then we're up into this forward seating area. And there's quite a few things you can do with it. You can have it set up like it is now, so you get a backrest position out of that guy. Alternatively, you could lay it down and use it as a sun pad facing forward, and you've got your traditional bench seating on that side. And if we flip around here, this little dude pops up, and you get these cool little lights. I'm a sucker for little things like that, so I just felt the need to point it out. And then you do get, I'm sure you saw, Fusion Audio, just a remote head unit hanging out there. And you do get a little bit of storage underneath of that bench there. But not too much going on, but what you see is what you get for the most part. And this is just our little working area up here. So obviously your anchor, your windlass there. And then I'm just curious if I can do this one-handed. There we go. All right, that went way more difficult than it should have. But anyways, say your chain is just gonna hide out down in there in that cubby. And I suppose you could store a few other things in there as well. But that's what's going on down in there. So, lock that back up. I could lock it up a lot better than I apparently could get it open. So we'll check out the other side deck here on the boat. And I should note, I guess, there was the Fusion Audio head unit on the other side. Of course, you're going to have one of your speakers there. And there was one right under the head unit as well. Light is hanging out there in case you need to use that. And just a good look up there. It's kind of hard to see that, but there is that cool lighting accent going on there. But we'll head down this side deck and find a spot to finish up this little tour that we did today. So again, these rails are very similar to the other side, probably identical even. Just feel super sturdy working along the side of the boat here. But let's see, where is this gonna work out nicely? I think anywhere I said I'm gonna get the sun in my face. Actually, the sunshade's doing its job, so we're gonna take advantage of that. All right, that was the Absolute 52 Fly here at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. Really cool boat, honestly. They did quite a bit with the space, the styling. I'm a huge fan of it, especially those ceiling accents with the lighting and stuff. I thought that's really cool. Just haven't seen something like that before, so that really stood out to me. Just the innovative style and setup they've got going on with the forward owner's cabin. I'm a fan of that. I've seen a few other boats like that, and kind of always, it just struck me right away as something that works well. So it's really cool to see Absolute go ahead and incorporate that into this 52 Fly. There's obviously a bunch of other stuff. I didn't get into all the nooks and crannies on this thing, just in the name of time and having to work around the guests here at the booth. So if you want to check one of these out in person for yourself, I'll get a link down below in the description. You can reach out to my friends over at Absolute. They'd be happy to get you on out to one of these shows or a dealer, or find out some way to get you on one of these boats and any other boats on the line to check one out and see if it could be your next boat. But that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching.